Yeah.
They got to cut me from all the way top to bottom and, take all those out. And there's 14 of them. That's starting from the top all the way down to the bottom.
Would that be possible that if they did that, it would alleviate some of the pinching on your nerves?
Yeah, sure.
Have you thought about it?
Yeah. I just went to the doctor and talked to him about it last week.
Oh, yeah, what was he saying?
He said I got...
Good morning. Well, I guess good afternoon at this point. Looks like Highway Patrol just finished pulling someone over. I would not like to be their next victim. Last thing I need is the potential possibility of having my being pulled to the ground and just having a knee, crushing down on my neck until I pass away. And, I joke about that, but, I guess it's not really a laughing matter because it's, as you guys saw from the video, it's evidently something that's very, plausible and has happened and may continue to happen in the future for all we know. So hopefully there is some change, but regardless, it doesn't change the fact that as a minority in America, whether that's Latino, a black, or some minority Asian, you're going to be prosecuted, or not prosecuted, but you're going to be judged. You're going to be, you're not going to be given the benefit of the doubt. And when you're a minority, you're often raised to fear the police. Your parents don't instill in your mind that they're heroes, because oftentimes, speaking from a black perspective, I know a lot of black people, when they're growing up, they get talked to, by their parents, so they're aware of what can happen if they get pulled over, so they know what to do if that circumstance were to come up. And oftentimes you learn to react a certain way in certain circumstances. And then from a Latino immigrant perspective, from a Mexican perspective, you're taught to just avoid police because, you could get deported for a small infraction. I've heard stories of people given false charges just so they can be deported, and deported on small infractions on top of it. So, it's just something that it's just unnecessary stress that minorities have to deal with. I know if you listen back to a lot of my podcasts, anytime I see a police officer, it's just not a normal thing. I'm on high alert because regardless if I fear them or not, I don't want to be put in that position to sorry, that was a stupid turn. I don't want to be in a position to have potential harm done to me, if I can avoid it. So I'm always on, higher than normal alert when I'm when I'm seeing police officers, And I know I'm not the only one. I know a lot of other people have the same feeling towards law enforcement, and it's at one point I did want to even be a police officer, that's the crazy thing. But as I got older, as I started noticing just a lot of the injustices and a lot of the things that could go wrong as a police officer, because they don't have the easiest job, I would hate to be walking on eggshells, at every single, let's just go back to IT, IT people, we have tickets, right? That's how you measure our job performance or production. Police officers, they have a different way of getting their production measured, and that's maybe by day-to-day incidents that they respond to, calls to 911 that have to be taken care of, Anyways, right now I'm actually, and sorry, I didn't even say what today's date was or anything. Today is Wednesday, June 10th, 2020, and welcome to the Opochtli Show. If I didn't introduce myself earlier, do appreciate anyone taking the time to listen to this right now. If you have listened to this for a while and you appreciate my content, please go ahead and follow me, subscribe to me on whatever platform you're listening on, whether it be Podbean, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcast, Spotify. I'm on all platforms. I'm not sure if that's good. I've noticed that a lot of other people don't do this, but I figured, if I have my podcast, why limit it to certain platforms? Because I do have, a very small following, if any following at all. So I figured it would be best for me to take advantage of any platform that would grant me access, that would grant my podcast access to their platform. So, I at some point I did go through and look for any instance that and look for any instance of anyway, sorry, I got distracted here. I forgot what I was talking about. Honestly, I guess it must have not been that important. It's super hot. I'm gonna have some food here on my lunch break at Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers. Things are about to get good, it says. White cheddar cheese curds. It looks like you can order that as a side. And if you're looking for employment, it looks like they're wanting people to join their team. Exolab. Ecolab. It looks like an X. It looked like an X for some reason. Ecolab. Wonder what they do. Looks like someone is enjoying their break, so let's look at their menu here while I wait to take my order. So they have specialty custards, signature turtle, hot fudge, hot caramel, toasted pecans, whipped cream, and a cherry. Now you got the PBC&B, Reese's peanut butter cup, banana whipped cream and cherry, dirt and worms, Oreo cookies, gummy worms, whipped cream and cherry. So, oof. I think I'm just gonna go with their bacon and cheese double steak burger. I had that last time. It was amazing. Felt like their customer service was pretty decent. So that's probably what I'm gonna go with. Maybe no onions though. Although I have liked onions more as I've grown up, it's just become a habit. I feel like it's a distraction, but if done right, it's it's I like it now. That's something I've acquired over the years. I used to hate onions, and it wasn't really the taste, it was just the texture, and that's something I can't do. I hate fresh onions. I hate the taste of fresh onions. But grilled onions, if cooked right, deep fried onions, if cooked right, I love them. I love In-N-Out's onions. They're wonderful. Let me give you some other examples of what they have here. So they have the Hawaiian Delight. These are their custards. So pineapple, strawberry, coconut, macadamia nuts, whipped cream, and cherry. They have the chocolate brownie delight. This is chocolate custard, hot fudge, brownie, whipped cream, and the cherry. So let me know if which one of those sounds good and which ones of those you would actually choose. So I'll go over their menu since we're just waiting and these guys are taking forever ordering the whole menu. So for number one, they have a Freddy Original Double. So that's $8.69. And you can order it without cheese for 50 cents less. It looks like a pretty typical burger, steak style. So they have a weird way of doing their burgers. They like flatten it out into like a steak patty, and then that's what they use to cook it. So it gives it a unique flavor and taste. And I love this place. I used to go here all the time when I worked at my previous company. So now I just come here every once in a while, and I happen to be in an area, so let's go ahead and just do it, right? So for two, they have the bacon and cheese double steak burger, which I said I was going to do. Probably get one of those delicious Mexican Cokes, because I'm Mexican, even though they don't have Mexican Cokes here, but I'm a fiend. That's something that, I need a kick here soon, very soon. As I start my transformation, and you guys will see that in the upcoming months. So there's also a double steak burger, California style. So I guess they're trying to mimic In-N-Out's burger there, but I'd rather definitely get the bacon cheese double. Looks like they have a patty melt, which is looks like a. Let me look at it over. So I do have to move ahead now, but they have a patty melt, which looks like it's a grilled cheese sandwich, but has meat in it. Let's see. I promise. So there's a message from their CEO or their founder. It says, "I promise we'll never start cooking until you order. Hot and fresh is always worth the wait." So that's an amazing state of it's an amazing way to run your business, and it's true. My food's always great here. Even if I eat it 20 minutes from now, it's gonna be nice and fresh and tasty. So it's my turn to come up. Let me go ahead and get this order.
Thank you for choosing Freddy's. My name is Sam. How can I help you today?
Hi, good afternoon. Can I get the number 2 combo with no onions?
Number 2 combo with no onions. Alright, so does have mustard and pickles. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, would you like to upgrade your meal to large today?
Yeah, please. And can I get on the side the chili cheese fries?
Of course you can. And then what would you like to drink with that?
I'll do the Coke.
A Coke? We have Pepsi. Is that okay?
Oh yeah, perfect.
Large Pepsi. Alright, can I get your else today?
That will be it.
Alright, any sauces for this?
Fry sauce, please.
Fry sauce? Of course. It's going to be $12.44 at the window, please. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. So you guys heard that. $12.44. Wow, what a bargain. It's pretty, honestly, it's pretty expensive, but like I said, it's a good treat if you want to treat yourself every once in a while. It's not very expensive if you're only coming here every once in a while. It looks like Fox 13 News is rolling up around here. Let's see where they go. Maybe I'll follow them and get a story after the drive-thru. Let's see if I see them. Oh man, Fox 13 News, man. They're getting in the drive-thru. It's probably an intern picking up food for the whole crew up in Fox 13. What a nice guy, riding up in his Fox 13 vehicle. Oh man, it's so hot. It's 84 degrees. I don't want to roll the window down right now though, because there's just people in the drive-thru, and I don't want them to listen to my podcast for free. Kind of a guy would I be? Kind of a podcaster would I be if I allowed them to do that? So if they want to listen to me, they're more than welcome to go to opochtli.podcast.com or go to apple.com, or pull up the podcast app on their iPhones and just search Opochtli, Opochtli. People think that's a hard thing to remember, but it's not. Probably is, and I'm hoping that this doesn't hurt me in the long run, is having just that unique name. Oh my god, I'm freaking dehydrated, I feel like. This guy in front of me in his Ford F-150 took like 20 minutes in the drive-thru. Not really, you guys probably know the exact time, but he did take, because we were waiting on him to order ever since I pulled up, and looks like all he got was, well, he did get 1, 2, 3 bags of food, so he did order the whole menu. And ever since I had pulled up, I had been waiting for him to order. So now what I'm gonna go ahead and do is put on my mask, because they finally got their food. I want to be ready for her. So I'm actually wearing a mask. I hope it doesn't sound too bad. It might actually sound better. It might serve as a pop filter. So for some reason, I don't think they got all their freaking food. I'm still waiting on more food. Holy cow. They ordered the menu. One day I'll order the menu, but not at lunchtime, at a more convenient time for everybody. But yeah, ever since I rolled up, he was ordering, and I had time to look over the entire menu, give you guys the entire menu spectrum, and Alright, well, it's coming up. I don't know whether I should stop the podcast or keep it going. I just think it's kind of fun to get collabs with these employees, whether they know it or not. But I put on my mask. I had it. Why not? I figured they'd probably feel a lot more comfortable with me wearing it than not. Alright, here we go. Now, Is that it? Yep. Awesome. Have a good one. Yeah, so I think she knew I was recording. She didn't really want to talk or say much. It's kind of funny. Looks like this Ecolab guy is actually cleaning up or doing some sort of testing or auditing of Freddy's. Looks like, they're hiring at $11 an hour, so if anyone in Utah is looking for a entry-level position, $11 buckaroons an hour, come here at Freddy's. I think it will be very good for you to learn how to make their steak burgers and do them yourself in the future if that's all you get from that job. What the fuck is going on? Isn't it my... Wait, they're beeping at the other car. Fucking assholes. Why do they care? Like it's what was going on? So they had a stop sign. I didn't have a stop sign. I could turn left whenever. So I don't know if they were beeping at me or the person behind me. But when you have a stop sign, you need to yield. You need to yield to anyone who doesn't have a stop sign. So for them to beep, maybe they knew I was doing my podcast and they wanted a shout out, and it was someone I knew, which is very very high probability because I'm in my hood town of West Valley City, heading back home, getting back to the shift. I'm probably a little bit late for my shift, but I've put in a lot of hours this week, probably too many hours, and I really can't complain because I really do need to start grinding and earning more money to keep my lifestyle afloat. So, I should probably try to get back as soon as possible, but at the same time, I'm not stressing it. I'm all about having a good work-life balance now, and that's something I haven't had in a long time, and it's something I'm still striving for. Alright, well, I don't know how I managed to lose everything. I have these piece of shit sweats that everything falls out of. Whatever. So what is there to talk about? What can how can I provide some value for you guys? That's something I've been thinking about, and learning about, writing about, just getting ready for this next phase in this hobby of mine. As I try to expand, I try to make it better, I try to improve on my previous concept, ordering some new equipment, so I definitely, I know if anyone's listening, I do appreciate you sticking around while I get everything set up and going. I do want to apologize if you are experiencing any issues with quality or even quantity or, whatever it is, hopefully I can help move that in the right direction in the future. Yeah. Beautiful though. definitely don't want to go back to work though. Who does? It really makes the day go by a lot better, a lot smoother. You're a lot more relaxed when you do take a break, especially a long lunch break like myself. I intended to take an hour. It's been an hour and a half, and I'm still not even home yet. But I'm, like I said, I'm probably 4 hours over this week. Just working overtime, staying late. So I can afford to be a little slackish right now. I had a busy ass morning working with an asshole from a sales guy, asshole manager from the East Coast. And I'm trying to remember what he called me, but it wasn't rude. He had to go back and delete it and change up the wording, because he knew he might have potentially crossed the line. And I can't remember, is like aloof or did you go so? But I looked up the word, and it basically meant having like a crazy moment or confused moment, an erratic moment of time. So that's how they defined it, he, I don't know what that meant though. It kind of makes me laugh, but yeah, he was an asshole. He was so, my point was, I was helping him, even though he was not my responsibility, his department was not my responsibility, and his problem was not my responsibility. I don't care if you're having issues, I do care, but not if you're an asshole. If you're an asshole, and you're having inconvenient issues, like you're still able to work, but you're just inconvenienced, you feel you're privileged enough to where your issue is more important than anything else going on in the world. Like everything has to revolve around you, so apart from me doing him a favor, and going out of my way to try to facilitate his needs and try to help him out, he just disregarded what I did for him, and treated me and acted like an asshole, in his treatment of me. I'm actually going to pick up some stuff here at a pharmacy, and for that I will be pausing the podcast momentarily. I also need to find my wallet, which, not my wallet, to find something. But anyways, I'll be right back. Alright, thank you for holding. I'm back. Just finished my, picking up my prescription, and I didn't want to pull you guys through that. I already made you wait for me on a drive-through, and it's just kind of awkward for me to talk normally when my window rolled down and other people with their window rolled down at a distance where we can certainly hear each other speak. So appreciate you holding on there with me. It seems like this one's going to be a little bit of a longer podcast, but I feel really good about my lunch, even though I'm pushing towards 2 hours now. I'm an hour and a half into it. On my way home now. I'll probably be home in a good 10 minutes. Probably should slow down because I was going 30, 35, 37. But like I was saying earlier, there's a lot of cops on the street. I think this street is it was 2 miles an hour, Didn't even realize I was speeding a little bit when I said that. My car can't really pick up speed that much, so the only way I'm speeding is if I'm forcefully speeding. Otherwise, it's really hard for me to pick up that speed, necessarily 2-speed, like I can barely keep the regular road limit, which is 40. But anyways, it's good to really get your shit done during your lunch break, maybe it was a long lunch, but it broke up my day, a little bit. So I'm not, all stressed out, all amped up, and I was starting to get really hungry and upset. So I'm glad I was able to hold out an hour to pick up this good food while I ran other errands downtown. It's really good. I got errands done. I got my errands done. Got some food. Got a podcast in. That's always good to squeeze in, keep the momentum going. So definitely a good day so far. I don't know. I've been really stressed out lately, to be honest. Really not feeling good. Getting really angry at people around me, getting really angry at friends, and just been really angsty, really in a bad mood, and other people have been in a bad mood, and it's just been a mess, and I just don't want to deal with anyone, I want to maybe deal with a couple people, but the people I want to deal with don't want to deal with me, and it feels like the people who do want to deal with me don't necessarily have the best intentions, they seems like they have selfish intentions or self-benefiting intentions, so it's whatever, I'm used to people using me like Aladdin, no steak. I don't know where I heard that from, but I don't know, probably in this podcast here real soon, but I'm just happy that I was able to do these things and talk to you guys, communicate with you guys. Like I said, I'm still working out a lot of kinks. I know it's been a long time waiting, and there's been a lot of unfulfilled talking that's happened, but I want to assure you guys it's merely not because I'm lazy. It's just because of circumstances. Maybe I have to work a lot more. When this COVID thing happened, I was basically working 180 hours, every 2 weeks. That was like 300 and something hours in a month dedicated to just working non-stop. No break or very little breaks, and that really helped me out financially, not gonna lie, but at some point, there's only so much you can do before you get, burnt out. So, and I do see a bunch of emails coming in, so I'm not looking forward to what I'm coming back to. But I was working with a really nice person earlier who's had some issues for a while, has been helped by several other people, but no one has seemed to help her. And I helped her with one of her issues within 1 minute that she's dealt with for months, and I'm going to try to take care of another issue that she's been dealing with. So I should be able to finish off the day just doing that and a couple other emails and busy tasks, which aren't necessarily my favorite, but I guess I'm gonna buckle down and do them today, and that's why I'm rewarding myself with some good food, so I can use that energy towards annoying ass shit that I shouldn't have to do and don't want to do. So let's see. Oh crap, my freaking phone fell. Oh good, people are moving. That's really good news. Happy. Alright, well, I'm here. Pokeball going off. Faithful Pokespawn area in my yard. And we made it safely, fam. So any last words? Oh, well, here's a Pokemon hatching. I just got home and there's a Pokemon hatching a 10 egg. And it's a Pharaoh Seed. 512 if you guys play Pokemon Go. Alright, well, I'm getting messages. Seems like shit's hitting the fan about now. So I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you for catching the show and see ya.